What's up, YouTube family? My name is Shaka and this is African-American-Made. Today I'm going to sit with Miss Darlene Jackson, the founder and life coach of Prominent Woman. And the magnanimous Miss Jackson has invited me to her office to teach me more about what the business of life coaching is all about, how the use of a life coach can help us lead a more purpose-driven life, and what events in her life led her to start her practice as a life coach. Through our interaction, I hope to become more enlightened and committed to my purpose, that is showcasing more African-American businesses and the extraordinary people behind them. So grab your journals, get ready to do the work, because today we're going to sit with a prominent woman. So where do you see the future of life coaching? Do you think it will be more needed as we go on, or?
So life coaching, like I said before, it's not regulated, so anybody can be a life coach. So when the industry started, there was a floodgate of life coaches, and it continues to be so.
Tell me about it.
It continues to be so because I think people would prefer life coaching over therapy. And you see a lot of therapists converting and becoming life coaches. I think when you say life coach, it settles people and say, okay, I can talk to people or someone about what's going on in different aspects of my life. And I don't feel or think, people think that I'm crazy because I need to see a therapist. It's unfortunate that there is such stigmatism seeing a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist, which I find insane, because we have an organ called a brain, and we need to take care of it.
Well, I think that, there's a barrier there with some people getting access to a life coach with, not having health insurance, not being able to afford it because it could be out of their price range as far as, what the going rate is for a therapist. It can get pretty expensive. My thought is that perhaps that's one of the major factors inhibiting people from seeking therapy. What do you think about that?
There definitely are disparities that come along with socio-economical issues. People can't afford it. There are also cultural issues that are getting better, that there are some cultures, like more so African-American and Hispanic culture, that we didn't believe in therapy. We'll handle it on our own in our family unit, which has not been effective, to the point where these groups of people are now seeking therapy. Now, going and finding the right therapist, that's a whole nother thing, because you have to be comfortable with this person that you're getting ready to talk about very private or maybe shameful or hurting things about. And I think like the title life coach makes that easier.
I was going to ask you about that because, referring back to what you said earlier, there are a lot of people who are promoting themselves as life coaches. And you mentioned that it's not a regulated industry. And in some ways, that's probably a good thing. In some ways, that's bad. The advice a lot of life coaches give that I've seen, particularly on the internet, YouTube, what have you, it's been pretty suspect at best, or just shooting from the hip. And that's not to disparage anyone that's genuinely seeking to help. But I get the impression that it's a hustle. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think people need to do their research. They need to, because it could be right? People just in it for the money.
But anything could be a hustle, right?
Yes.
Anything. So
and people need to look into, is this the person I want to walk with me on this journey, whatever your journey is. Interview them. Look at other clients. If you look and you see that this is a hustle, leave it alone. Go and find somewhere else that you can get the support that you need, because you're important. Don't just add anything to it because somebody's popular. No, not good. Hello, good morning. So.
All right, hello. So, Prominent Woman. What do you see Prominent Women going from here, and what are your hopes for your practice and your mission?
Okay, so I'm not in this to get rich. If you look at some of the other services for life coaches, it can be very expensive. I charge a minimum rate. If the people can't pay, I'll decrease it, and that means even decreasing it to zero. I'm not in this to get rich. I'm in this to truly help people, and I have some clients that they don't pay.
So you're like independently wealthy. You don't need to.
In the Lord. Hello, good morning. Right?
I'm keeping that.
It's coming. Let me tell you how Prominent Woman came about, if I could. So the Lord drops prominent woman in my spirit, and I'm like, prominent woman? I like, prominent means like that you're wealthy, right? So I'm like, I'm not wealthy, Lord, like far from it. So he takes me to Luke 8, and it talks about 3 prominent women. It talks about Mary Magdalene, Joanna, and Susanna. And it talks about how they would go before Jesus to the next town because they had money. Hello, good morning. And they would set it up like everything he needed. They supported his ministry. So I started reading it again, and I saw that Mary Magdalene, before becoming this prominent woman and helping Jesus, she had several demons and very sick. So the Lord was like, she's prominent. And I'm like, what? So I looked up the word prominent, and it means being in a position to be noticed. Hello, good morning. And God was telling me that she was noticed even in her brokenness. He noticed her, and that's what made her prominent, not the money. So he was telling me, I need you to go in and I need you to let people know that I see them right where they are, and I want better and more for them. And that's how Prominent Woman came about. So I'm not in this for the money. Where do I want to see this go? I want to continue to see people. I want to help the community. Like, I volunteer at a disability and senior living center. I'm going to go talk to them about, being encouraged in the word once a month. I am a substitute teacher at Phoenix Christian when they need me. I love it. I love being around those kids and pouring into them. And I've written a book. It's called Spilled Milk, It Happened, Now What? It's about, my abuse. I was violated as a little girl and how that manifested in my life. This is a special kind of coaching. So it takes people that are ready to dig in. Like, I teach them, or I help them understand how they learn how to think. That can bring up some very difficult times in their lives. So the people that come to me, they have to be ready to dig in and do the work. So that is slow in coming.
So a lot of homework.
Homework, yes. And I mean,
oh boy,
actual homework. I believe that everyone that's sent to me, the Lord sent them. All it matters is that they're ready to be whole. I want to start, and I'm working with a nurse practitioner that I know dearly, Margarita Madrid. We're working on starting a substance abuse program that is biblically based. I also completed the nursing program at Mesa Community College. So I'm doing a lot of things with Prominent Woman, for Prominent Woman. Hello, good morning.
That is awesome. That's beautiful. I see you doing a lot of good things there, and this is bringing you a lot of success. You mentioned earlier that your clients are all over the country. Do you talk to a lot of people here in the Valley?
I do. I've been practicing since February of 2020 and slowly growing my clientele.
Do you think that you will branch off into other segments of the life coaching field, like videos, Instagram, or using some of the other social media platforms?
I want to do that for Hello, Good Morning. Prominent Woman is very intimate life coaching because it's life coaching to help build the self. It's life coaching to help understand how you think, how you respond, how did you learn that? Is that helpful? So that is going to remain behind closed doors. I'm not going to put that on a social media platform because it's not for that.
Great. So Prominent Woman service all people in the community.
So I know the title Prominent Woman might lead people to believe that I only see women, but it is the name of the company, and that name encompasses people who are in need, people who feel they're stuck. It is not just for women, men, it's for all people that are desiring to have someone walk with them in life and help them.
So how can you be reached?
So I have a website, www.healthyview.com. I can be emailed, healthyview@gmail.com. If you go on my website, my phone number is there. Hello, good morning. So there's a lot of ways to contact me.
And you also have a LinkedIn.
I do. I have a LinkedIn.
Great. Well, it has been a pleasure talking with you today. I hope that you have much success in your practice and all of your projects. I've learned so much today, as I was confident I would. This is the lovely Darlene Jackson. Please reach out to her. if it's no more than to just support her Hello Good Morning project, or hit her up to seek a counsel. You said that the first one is free?
Yes, the first session for life coaching is free. It
Great.
can be in person, it can be on phone, it can be by video. I'm ready. Hello, good morning.